Hey, what's going on? You're now tuned in to the PVD Horror Podcast. I'm Brandon, and I'm joined by my co-host Dave. Today, we're going to be talking about a special film that's going to be releasing on September 29th on Full Moon Features. It's called Aimee the Visitor. It's an 80s-inspired thriller following the artificial intelligence program named Aimee, whose mission is to seduce and to destroy her human proxy. This is the first film in history to feature a character not portrayed by an actor or a design using digital special effects, but entirely created using modern AI technology.
If you like all things horror and want to get the best horror news, interviews, and reviews,
Like, subscribe, and ring that bell to follow us and satisfy all your horror needs.
crazy,
Crazy.
crazy. What will they think of next, Brandon?
I don't know. Charles Band. I know he has something else up his sleeve.
He does.
He's got the Barbie and the Oppenheimer movie, the Barbenheimer.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah.
coming on Christmas.
Yep.
So but yeah,
Brandon, we had Charles Band on not that long ago, and now I am questioning whether that was actually Charles Band or if that was AI.
yeah, I don't know. Was that Amy?
That might have been that
I
might
think
have been Amy.
I
That
think
was
Amy
Andy.
was fucking with us. Oh
So
man.
so Brandon, what do you think of this film?
I thought it was crazy because just like I had just said, this is the first film in history to feature a character not portrayed by an actor.
Yeah.
It's kind of showing like what we're going up against right now, with everyone kind of going through with the strikes and everything like that.
Yep.
But I feel as though Charles used this in the correct way, because in this film, Amy is AI that's trying to take over kill humans and
Sure.
everything like that. And I think that he's kind of portraying it the right way. He's not, I don't see anything negative about it. But, I think that some people probably would have an issue with it because, they're saying, oh, all this AI is taking over. But if you watch this film on the 29th of September, I think you'll understand.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna blow your mind because I actually feel like this movie is layered.
Yep.
Because on one instance we have an example of, like you said, like on the outside, like the meta version of it, like it's appropriate use of AI, having it as a
Yeah.
character in this film, but also still having human actors and having them play against it. However, the film actually actively warns us about AI and the negative side of how intelligent it is,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yep.
it taps into our vulnerability, which, an AI has obviously less vulnerability than us because they're not emotional beings. So it's funny, it's like it's using AI, but it's also kind of warning against AI. So I think it's just like this weird contradiction, and I think he's not really taking a stand. He's just kind of showing both sides, which is super smart, because I think
Yeah.
that's the best way to have a conversation.
Yep. So
So
now, do you want to
Brandon,
tell the listeners about
yeah,
this?
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is a film about like computer hackers, basically. We have this guy named Scott Keys, but they refer to him as Keys most of the film.
Yep.
And he's like this loner computer hack guy who our first introduction to him is he's watching porn.
Yep.
Um, and, that's obviously a big theme in the film is like how easily tapped into we can be by using like sexuality and things like that. So he ends up getting granted access to Aimee, right?
Yep.
And she immediately latches onto him and taps into his vulnerability, which happens to be seducing the shit out of him throughout.
Yeah.
As you're watching this, you're like, oh man, I would fall for that trap too. Like
Yeah.
so many of these traps. It's like, do you remember the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson?
Yep.
Where he has like the relationship with it's like a audio AI. This is like if that were visual, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. She gets more and more involved with him. It's very reminiscent to that movie because he's like, you wouldn't understand my relationship.
Yep.
He has these two other hacker friends, the woman who happens to have feelings for him. I won't get too far into like what goes on with all that, but they kind of start to see the concerns with Aimee as his relationship develops, and Aimee becomes a little bit more, as the kids would say, sus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, you hit the nail on the head with everything that you just kind of pointed out in this film. Like you said, yeah, it happens, this with the seducing. when I think it just takes over from whatever it notices that you love. And
Yeah.
in this film, he loved porn and fast food,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but hold on, is it just me, or when films always have like that other girl that has a crush on the guy and
Yeah.
he just can't see it? Like
Yeah.
how do you I don't know how people can never put that together.
Never.
And then it's
Never.
like until it's too late.
Yep. Yep. And it's yeah, that I mean she and it's so obvious throughout the film. I mean, I thought that this was it's another like I like what I like about these new full moon features is they're super short.
Yeah.
Like this is another one. I think the runtime's like an hour, 5 minutes or something
Yep.
like that. So you watch this in like it's really like I think I said this with Jack in the Box. They're like kind of easily digested. So it's not like you're investing a ton of time in this film. It's it's short, it's quick, it gets straight to the point. But if you like stuff like I said, like that movie Her, I think if you like something like that, but you want to watch like probably um a quicker pace version of it, this is definitely a good comparison. It's also like hackers and stuff like that for people that are into that stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's cool because it's like, looking at it for like probably a couple months ago, before full moon features, I started taking off a little bit more. You only get like a new full moon features film like every so often,
Yeah.
but with this streaming service, we're getting like a new like two, three movies every month, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So kind of
Yeah.
looking forward to everything that's coming out and some big titles, so there's a lot more coming. So at this point right now, if you're listening to this interview or this discussion about Aimee and you don't have full moon features, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
It's like $59 a month. I mean, $59 for the year for a subscription. If not, you can do, I think it's $5.99 a month.
Yeah. Something super cheap
Yeah,
monthly.
you can't beat it. And then there's so many films, you have like films from All Charles Band, Ted Nicolau,
Yeah.
and even some other older films. So if you're not like a big full moon fan and you want to catch up on like all the Puppet Master films, what are you waiting for? Get
Yep.
this subscription now.
So I definitely would say this is worth checking out.
Yeah.
I like what the route they're going with, like I said, with these short films that are just kind of quick plot lines, but kind of like you know, interesting. And this one, like I think, was a little bit more thought provoking. I think on the surface level, if you just watch, you could watch this and it would be a really brainless watch, but you could also like take a step back and analyze it a little bit, like we're doing.
Yeah.
So you can kind of pick how you want to watch this, and I think it's yeah, it was enjoyable. I actually, I'll be honest, like I had some reservations going into it. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be my type of film, but I enjoyed it just fine. So
Yeah.
uh, definitely would say for people to check this out.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a hot topic that's going on in the news right
Yeah.
now, so it's like it's cool. And that's the thing about Charles. He strikes when the iron's hot.
Yes. Yes, he does.
And
That's how you got to
so
be in the business world, right? You gotta.
yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
told him when he was on, I said, dude, you have to be like the hardest working man in entertainment business right now because he's like his mind's always going, you know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like I remember he was talking about like there was like a segment that he had and he was just talking about like how his brain was working and he was just coming up with ideas and came up with that killer bra. And then he was just like, I need this, boom, boom, boom. And then like the next day, like they had all the models laid out and then they
Yeah.
had like trying them out and stuff like that. And it just comes the same way with films. And I think that like if you have that kind of brain and you can move and then you can work that way, like there's nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. Now, Brent, I'm going to ask you a tough question here.
yep,
If you were Scott Keys,
yeah,
but like you're yourself as
yep.
Scott Keys, though,
Hmm.
would you do you think Aimee would have been able to seduce you as easily as she did Scott Keys?
Nah, because I'm not really like into not heavy into porn like him.
But like, do you think she would go the same route with every guy? Like, like
I,
just tapping into like she figured out
yeah,
ways. She had all that data on like this is
yeah,
what he likes.
yeah. I think
Is it
that
impossible
some
to avoid?
yeah, I think it probably would be. I think that she'll probably get you because I think that like you said, she has all your data and
Yeah.
everything like that. And so talk about things you like. I think that any girl in the world can do this too. If they knew if they had your playbook in
Yes.
life, nothing can, they can't, they can do
We need to
whatever they
keep
want.
this. You're right, Brandon. We need to keep this film away from ladies.
Keep it away.
Do not let ladies watch this film. This
Yeah,
is this is going to destroy society.
I think so.
So, all right. So definitely, I think this is a definitely a go from both of us for
Yeah.
Aimee, the visitor. Like we
Yep.
said, check out Full Moon's features for more upcoming films like this. We're excited for it, and hopefully you guys can check this out when it comes out September 29th, right?
September 29th,
All
Full
right.
Moon Features. I
Get it.
think I'm not sure if it might be on like the Amazon section also, but you can probably
Okay.
rent it on there.
Yep.
Don't 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 hold me to that.
All right.
But you should still get Full Moon Features.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thank you for checking out our quick review of Aimee the Visitor, September 29th. Go check it out, and we will be back another time with another review. See you later.
Take it easy.